I don't want to sound trite or superficial or we just sincerely love each other. At the end of the day, we really care about each other. We learned really early in our marriage. We've been married for a little over 13 years, and we just learned really early on that when you're in the tug of war of life, it's a whole lot easier if we're pulling together. It's like it's funny how life is, and things get complicated and things get hard, and just because it's our human nature, some of it's our insecurities, we sort of look at the nearest and dearest, and we start maybe pointing fingers or trying to figure out how to work against them. Well, in fairness, if we can figure out how to work against the issue, what is it that's coming against us? Sometimes early in our marriage, it was finances. We'd just be so broke that we couldn't even see straight, and so finances were our enemy in that season. And again, nature has it to where you turn on each other. You're spending too much money here. I'm spending too much money here. But Joe and I just really early on, a few months into our marriage, and again, a few big fights were probably the catalyst. I don't want to make it sound like it was all roses, but it was like we figured out pretty quickly that if we fought against the issue, we had a whole lot better chance of being successful. And so when these projects get complicated, when we haven't slept a whole lot, when things just in life start coming against you, Joe and I have always been really quick to say, what do you need? How can I help you? What is it that I can do to help you get to the next phase? And I don't want to be preachy, but sometimes for me it's the simple things, picking up the bits and pieces around the house, doing some laundry, doing a load of dishes, just simple things like that go a long way. And Joe has always been excellent on the other side of that equation. How can she help me? For me, I was always really terrible with money. So even now, I'm really a bit of a risk taker, and a lot of entrepreneurs are kind of built that way. So, to non-risk takers, to non-entrepreneurs like Joe, it kind of feels like gambling to some extent. When you're buying and selling things and you're moving at the speed of light, it can be scary. And there were some times in our life, in our marriage, that things were complicated, but she always helped me. How do you process the money? How do we leave a little bit for a rainy day, and some of those things? So hopefully, again, those bits and pieces, that energy that you might feel really comes through the television, and I think that's where it comes from. It's the source of the fact that Joe and I really care about each other. We care about each other's health. We care about each other's well-being. We care about these gorgeous 4 kiddos that we're raising. And so, that's our number one objective. So everything else in life sort of takes a back seat to those two things.
Great.